Genesis chapter 41, KJV Trivia. Genesis chapter 41, question 1. 2 years after releasing the chief butler from prison, Pharaoh had a dream. In it were well-favored and fat-fleshed kine, and also ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine. How many kine were there in total? A. 7, B. 14, C. 21, D. 33. The correct answer is B, found in Genesis 41, verses 1 through 3. And it came to pass, at the end of 2 full years, that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by a river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and fat-fleshed, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine, upon the brink of the river. Genesis chapter 41, question 2. In Pharaoh's dream, what did the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine do to the well-favored and fat kine? A. Ate them. B. Charged them. C. Killed them. D. None of the above. The correct answer is A, found in Genesis 41, verse 4. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kind did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke. Genesis chapter 41, question 3. In Pharaoh's second dream he dreamed that 7 things that were thin and blasted with the east wind swallowed up 7 things that were rank and full. What were these things? A. Kine. B. Ears of corn. C. Sheep. D. Figs. The correct answer is B, found in Genesis 41, verses 5 through 7. And he slept and dreamed a second dream, and behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thin ears, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. Genesis chapter 41, question 4. Pharaoh first sent and called for all his wise men to interpret his dreams. Who else did Pharaoh call upon to interpret his dreams? A. Joseph. B. Potiphar. C. The magicians of Egypt. D. The chief butler. The correct answer is C, found in Genesis 41, verse 8. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt, and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Genesis chapter 41, question 5. Who told Pharaoh that God hath given Joseph the ability to interpret dreams? A. Chief baker. B. Chief butler. C. Potiphar. D. Potiphar's wife. The correct answer is B, found in Genesis 41, verses 9 through 13. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. And we dreamed a dream in one night, I and he. We dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was there with us a young man, an Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Genesis chapter 41, question 6. Fill in the blank. Then Pharaoh sent and called blank, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. And he shaved himself and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. A, the chief baker. B, the chief butler. C, Potiphar. D, Joseph. The correct answer is D, found in Genesis 41, verse 14. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. Genesis chapter 41, question 7. Pharaoh told Joseph his dream about the 7 good kine and the 7 lean and ill-favored kine. He also told him of the 7 ears full and good, and the 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind. What did Joseph say the 7 ill-favored kine and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind represented? A, 7 years of plenty. B, 7 years of famine. C, 7 years of heat. D, 7 years of rain. The correct answer is B, found in Genesis 41, verses 25 through 27. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that come up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears, blasted with the east wind, shall be 7 years of famine. Genesis chapter 41, question 8. Fill in the blank. Joseph said that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice, because the thing is established by, and blank will shortly bring it to pass. A, Joseph. B, Jacob. C, Pharaoh. D, God. The correct answer is D, found in Genesis 41, verse 32. And for that, the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. Genesis chapter 41, question 9. Pharaoh appointed someone to be in charge of his palace, and to give orders to all his people, and to be second only to Pharaoh himself. Who was this person? A, Potiphar. B, Joseph. C, chief cupbearer. D, Jacob. The correct answer is B, found in Genesis 41, verses 38 to 41. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Forasmuch as God hath shewed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne room will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. Genesis chapter 41, question 10. When Pharaoh appointed Joseph second in command, he dressed him in robes of fine linen, and put a gold chain around his neck. What else did he give Joseph to wear? A. Crown. B. Armor. C. Bracelet. D. Ring. The correct answer is D, found in Genesis 41, verses 41 to 43. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it on Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in fine vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him ride in the second chariot which he had, and they cried before him, Bow the knee. And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. Genesis chapter 41, question 11. Pharaoh gave Joseph the name Zaphanath-Paaneah. He also gave him the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, to be his wife. What was her name? A. Asenath. B. Tamar. C. Zilpah. D. Esther. The correct answer is A, found in Genesis 41, verse 45. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphanath-Paaneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. Genesis chapter 41, question 12. How many years old was Joseph when he entered the service of Pharaoh? A. 20 years old. B. 30 years old. C. 33 years old. D. 70 years old. The correct answer is B, found in Genesis 41, verse 46. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the land of Egypt. Genesis chapter 41, question 13. During the 7 plenteous years Joseph gathered up all the food which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. In each city he put the food grown in the fields surrounding it. So much food was collected. How was it described? A. Mountains of grain. B. Like the stars in the sky. C. Like the sands of the sea. D. Like the fish in the sea. The correct answer is C, found in Genesis 41, verses 47 through 49. And in the 7 plenteous years the earth brought forth by handfuls, and he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities, the food of the field, which was round about every city, laid he up in the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much, until he left numbering, for it was without number. Genesis chapter 41, question 14. Who was the firstborn son of Joseph and Asenath, daughter of Potiphera, priest of On? A. Manasseh. B. Ephraim. C. Jacob. D. Esau. The correct answer is A, found in Genesis 41, verses 50 and 51. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for God, said he, hath made me forget all my toil, and all my father's house. Genesis chapter 41, question 15. Who was the second son born to Joseph and Asenath, daughter of Potipharah, priest of On? A. Manasseh, B. Ephraim, C. Jacob, D. Esau. The correct answer is B, found in Genesis 41, verses 50 and 52. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bare unto him. And the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction.